We're going to take a look at finding a difference quotient, and the difference quotient is this formula right here, and that we're going to use. And if we know what function notation means, then we shouldn't have any problem using a formula that asks us to do something with function notation. So let's take a look at what they're requesting. They're requesting the regular function. Okay, well, I have the regular function here. They're also requesting something that looks like an adjusted regular function. So I'm going to go over here and make sure that I write the adjusted function. So here they're saying, would you find us f of x plus h? Well, f of x plus h means that we're supposed to take the x out and replace it with x plus h. So now I have both items that I need for my formula. They want me to take the first one, I'm going to do this in color, they want me to take the first adjusted function and they want me to subtract the regular original function, and then they want me to put that over h. So let's take a look. Here's the blue one. Here's the adjusted function. There it is right there. Now I'm going to subtract from it the regular function, and then I'm going to drop it over an h. Here we go. For x plus h, I'm just copying. Here's the minus that belongs to the formula, minus. And then here's the green 4x minus 1. Okay, so let me go ahead and color code that. Here's this one. The minus belongs to the formula, and here's the green one. And now I'm going to go ahead and write that all over the letter h, the variable h, and there's that. Okay, so if they had told me to find f of apple, right, no big deal, then I would have dumped in an apple, but they told me to find f of x plus h, so that's what I found in the blue expression. So here we go. Let's go ahead and simplify. Notice it says find and simplify, so here we are. I'm going to distribute the 4, and now I'm going to distribute the negative. And now there's the h below. Okay? So now let's take a look at what can cancel, or what actually adds away. I have a negative 4x and I have a 4x. Those are additive inverses. They're going to add to 0. I also have a plus 1 and a minus 1. Well, those are going to add to 0. Okay, now I didn't mean to partially cancel out. Oops, I didn't mean to partially cross out the 4h because it's still there. So let's take a look at what's remaining at the top. I have a 4h at the top and an h at the bottom. So here we go, 4h at the top and an h at the bottom. Well, I know that those cancel out. They divide each other away. And so I'm going to get a 4 as my answer. Now, the difference quotient basically is just the slope. Okay, so it's the slope of whatever we're talking about. And if it happens to be linear, well, then I know exactly what my answer should have been. If I have this function right here, 4x minus 1, and if the difference quotient is slope, then I know that my answer should have been the slope of 4, and it ended up turning out that the answer is 4. So that's predictable, right? I should have ended up with 4 because that's what difference quotient is slope. Now that works if it's linear. Now this next one is quadratic. We're not going to get just a constant slope because a quadratic doesn't have a constant slope, but we're still going to be able to figure out a formula for slope, which is kind of what the difference quotient gives us when it's not a line. Let's take a look at what they want. They want the regular function. We've got that. They also want the function with an adjusted x, okay, which means we're going to put in the x plus h. So here we go. Let's adjust that. And then we're going to put it in everywhere we see an x, right? Everywhere we see an x, we're going to put that in. Now we have that. Now remember, back at our last example, we have the blue minus the green over the purple. So here we go. Here's my blue. Here's my green. And I'm going to dump that all over an h. Okay, here we are. Plus x plus h squared plus 3x. I'm going to go ahead and distribute that if that's okay. I think it's probably okay. So there's that, and then I'm going to go minus Now I do have to put that second one in parentheses because it's a binomial, right? And I have to just remember to distribute the negative, all of that over h. Now, believe it or not, yes, we do have to FOIL this right here. So I'm going to go ahead and FOIL that for us. And that, believe it or not, is just, I'm going to go ahead and do the whole foiling. And again, if you need to, come over to the side and do the foiling on your own. But I'm going to tell you that it's x squared plus 2xh plus h squared. So go over and FOIL that on your own and convince yourself, okay, that that's true. Distribute the negative here. And now we're ready to do the fun part, which is to see what cancels. X squared and negative x squared, there's that. That adds to 0. Here's a 3x and a negative 3x and 3x. So what's happened is, pardon me, I've gotten rid of everything that doesn't have an h in it. Notice that? We're not quite finished because we need to continue to simplify. It does say simplify. Since I have the numerator with a common factor of h, I'm going to need to factor that out. So I'm going to factor out the common h. And then I know that those can cancel. So what I'm going to get for my answer is 2x plus h plus 3. And that is the difference quotient. It's basically a formula that if h continues to get smaller and smaller, in fact, if h were to disappear as to approach a 0, then my formula would be 2x plus 3 for the slope at any point on that quadratic. All right, I hope this was helpful. Thank you for watching.